college, my best friend and I landed a summer job working as tree cutters on a property about 30 miles from the nearest hospital. We started at the same time and worked for 3 summers alongside 3 other guys, 2 of whom were professional arborists. With all the proper gear and extensive training, we were confident in our skills. But as anyone who's worked with chainsaws knows, accidents can happen. One late August morning, we had just felled a 30-foot white pine and were clearing the branches. My friend was working his way down the trunk when his chainsaw hit a knot in an oddly shaped branch. The saw kicked back, and due to the awkward position he was in, it sliced through the seam between his chaps and belt. Blood started flowing immediately. Everyone froze for a moment before quickly springing into action. The others worked to stabilize him while I ran to get my car. Knowing we'd have to drive, I rushed to get him in the back seat, and we sped off toward the nearest hospital. About 30 miles in, we finally got cell coverage and arranged to meet the nearest ambulance. I pushed the car faster as I neared a 4-lane highway, driving faster than I ever had before. As I approached town, the highway became crowded, and I found myself behind a white Nissan Altima and a Subaru Forester that blocked my way. They slowed from 55 miles per hour to 45 miles per hour, preventing me from passing. For what felt like 10 minutes, I was stuck. At the next exit ramp, I finally managed to pass them. Frustrated, one of my friends threw a blood-soaked t-shirt out the window, and it landed on the Altima's hood, leaving a streak of blood across the windshield. A few miles down the road, a highway patrol officer appeared and matched our speed, helping to clear the way for us. By the time we reached the ambulance, the bleeding had slowed, but my friend still had a weak pulse. He was transferred to the ambulance, but sadly, he passed away just a mile from the hospital. My friend stayed behind to explain the situation to the police while I rode in the ambulance. It was then that the woman in the white Altima showed up again. She stopped and shouted at the officer about our dangerous driving, completely unaware of the blood-soaked crew. The officer showed her the inside of my car, covered in blood, and pointed to the other 2 guys, also covered in blood. He explained that there had been a medical emergency and asked if she had indeed been impeding traffic. He cited her for unnecessary slow driving and dangerous driving. As the officer wrote her ticket, he was informed of my friend's death. He walked over to share the news with the crew, but chose not to tell the woman. Instead, my friends made sure she knew exactly what had happened. They drove to meet me at the hospital, where we were going to explain the situation to the police. On the way, they passed the Subaru Forester, which had been pulled over by another officer.